What's up, everybody? What's going on? Welcome to tonight's live stream. I did this last month, man, and I had a really good time with you all. Let me know how the vocals are sound. I'm gonna play a little background noise. You know what I'm saying? Set the mood or whatnot. What's going on, everybody? Elliot here from Movie Files. Let me hear how the audio sounds. Let me see. Let me see how the audio sounds on my end. Okay. Sound clear. All right. We're coming in good. Let me know if it's a little too loud as far as a little background noise or what have you. But yeah, man, just wanted to check in and do this. Like I said, last month we did this, which is just highlighting all the new releases that are coming out for the new month. Obviously, we're in the month of March, and we got a lot of great stuff to look forward to. I'm telling you all, we got The Batman, we got Moon Knight, we got The Return of Atlanta season 3. It feels like it's been 20 years since the last season, and so many great things to break down for you all tonight. So if you're watching this for the first time, again, we're going to be highlighting new movies in the theaters, what's coming on Netflix, Hulu, HBO, Amazon, Disney Plus, Paramount Plus, and having a little Q&A too. So if you guys have any questions about these new releases or just in any movie news or TV news, we can have that discussion. So yeah, I'm gonna wait till a little bit more people get in here and then we'll get this thing started. Again, I am so excited to be here with you all. I had such a great time with you all last month talking about these new movies, talking about these new shows, what have you. So I'm just really, really excited to get into tonight's discussion with you all. So let me make sure everything, and let me know, like I said, those watching live, let me know how the live chat is, how we're sounding, how we're looking, what's going on. Thank you, appreciate it. But yeah, let me know if I'm sounding good and everything's looking good on you all. But let me know also too, what new movie, what new show are you all most excited for this new month? Let me know what new show coming to Netflix, Amazon, you name it. What are we most excited for the month of March? Again, we got things like The Batman coming out. We got things like Marvel's Moon Knight coming out. We got some new shows hitting, Netflix and Amazon and Hulu. What are you most excited for? Let me know in the comments. Sounds good? Appreciate it. Number one. And again, appreciate every single one of you all watching live. I do this. I've been doing this segment for just the beginning of this channel. So 4 years now, where I kind of break down all the new releases. And for the first time last month, I did a live one of these and I had a great time talking to you all about it. So I decided to do that again. And, depending on how this goes, we can do it every single month, do these like live meetups where we talk about all the new releases and just have a good time, and also kind of find a good time to do these. Does the evening live streams work? Do afternoons, do mornings work for you all? So that's something, we're working out all the kinks, as they say. But let's see here. Since we got some people in the chat, we're gonna probably get this thing started here in just a couple more minutes. So again, let me know if you're watching this live. Are you excited for The Batman? Are you excited for Moon Knight? Are you excited for some of the Netflix series coming to the streaming platform this month? The new Hulu series. Let me know what you're most excited for, and we're gonna have some fun times. Let's see, we got some people joining in, coming in. What's going on, AK Watch? How we doing tonight? Saying what's up to everyone in chat. Again, let us know, everyone in the chat, what are you most excited for March? I think you all might know if you've been following me for a while. I'm a fan of this individual here, and I got the opportunity to see that film, which we'll talk about here. Obviously, no spoilers, but we'll talk about that tonight. And of course, a lot of the other big releases for the new month of March, which again, happy March to you all. Hope you had a fantastic a month of February, and hope you all are having a great day today. And I'm just really looking forward to all the new releases this month. So I think, let's go ahead and just get this started. And as we get people that come in, they can join tonight's discussion. So let me go ahead and just start off with movie theaters. Movie theaters have been back for a while now, since last year. And obviously big hits like Spider-Man and other things like that. And I think we have another big hit on our hands this month with The Batman. So let's start off talking about what is coming to theaters in this new month of March. I think it's only appropriate that we start off with what's coming out. I know for some people, they have the fan screenings, the special screenings tonight. And then, of course, people are going to be seeing it Thursday and over the weekend. Like I mentioned earlier, I saw it last week, and I have a full review of The Batman. But let's talk about him. Let's talk about the Dark Knight, the man in the shadows himself. Let's talk about the Batman, which is coming out again for some people. Tonight they're seeing it. They're seeing it on Friday. We're talking to Batman, ladies and gentlemen, which I am really, really excited for a lot of you all to finally get the opportunity to see this film, directed by Matt Reeves, starring, Robert Pattinson as Batman, aka also known as Bruce Wayne. We also have, Jeffrey Wright as Commissioner Gordon. We have Zoe Kravitz playing Catwoman, aka Selena Kyle, and it is time for the Batman to be in theaters for the first time in over 10 years, if I'm not mistaken. Correct me if I'm wrong, because Dark Knight Rises was solo Batman. We obviously know, Mr. Ben Affleck played the character for a very small amount of time, but a good time. I enjoyed Ben Affleck's portrayal. But let me know, guys, how excited are you all for the Batman? Have you booked your tickets? If you're watching this on the replay, did you watch it tonight when they had the fan screening? Will you be seeing it Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday? Will you see it for every day for the rest of the month? Let me know in the comments. But again, without giving too much away, just kind of briefly giving you all my thoughts on the film, because again, I did get the opportunity to see it last Friday. I have my full spoiler-free review of the film, but just to kind of sum my thoughts up just briefly for you all, this is the Batman I've been waiting for, and that is, DC Detective Comics. This is your true, most accurate version of that character in regards to he's solving crimes, but also with Commissioner Gordon, and Jeffrey Wright is fantastic. Catwoman gets involved in the mix, and I thought Zoe Kravitz's portrayal of the character was great. Paul Dano as the Riddler. Be prepared, ladies and gentlemen. I really enjoyed his, interpretation of the character. Colin Farrell as the Penguin. I can't wait for that HBO series. John Turturro as as one of the gangsters in the film. He was fantastic. It's just a great cast. Andy Serkis as Alfred. Great cast, great direction. Gotham City is a character. Michael Giacchino's score is fantastic. I do have my criticisms, which you all can see my review to get those thoughts on that. But overall, I think we got a hit on our hands. And I think this is 2 for 2 for me for DC. I am a DC fan. I'm so excited for 2022 for DC fans like myself. Peacemaker was fantastic. The Batman's doing this thing. I can't wait for a lot of you all to see that. We got, Black Adam coming out in the summer, which I'm so stoked for that film. We got Flash coming out in November, and then Aquaman coming in December. Listen, DC, we ain't playing games this time around. But we got a couple questions. Have you seen I have not seen Snowfall. I heard good things about it. I have a couple friends that watch it and talk about it a lot, but I have not seen it. Moon Knight and Batman. We'll be talking about Moon Knight a little bit later. Let's see here. Zoe is gonna kill it. She does her thing. She was a fantastic Selena Kyle. She's also just as good as Catwoman. I thought she was fantastic. I love her arc in the film, how important her character is to the story. Some really great moments for that character. And I thought the chemistry between her and Robert Pattinson was really well done too. Some might say it might rival Michael Keaton and Michelle Pfeiffer. So I thought that she was great in the role. So again, let me know in the comments, y'all, whether you're watching this live on the replay, how excited are you for the Batman? Have you already purchased your tickets? Are you already going to see this film? You plan on seeing it every day of the month of March? And let me know what your anticipation level is, excitement level is for the Batman coming out this Friday, March 4th. Let me know in the comments. So really excited for you all to get a chance to see that film, because I just can't talk about it. I can't talk about it more, because if I do, I'm going to get into all the stuff I really love, stuff I maybe didn't enjoy, but I'm really excited for you all to get a chance to see that film. But we got another movie coming out, the return of the rom-coms have been making a bit of a return here in the last few weeks, especially with the film like Bury Me and I Want You Back. We got a new one by the name of Lost City. As you all can see on the screen now, we have this film starring Sandra Bullock and Channing Tatum. We basically have a book writer who is known for adventure novels and features handsome man on the cover, which happens to be Channing Tatum. She goes on a tour. She gets kind of caught up in some situations with a billionaire played by Daniel Radcliffe, and she needs Channing Tatum to save her and get out of this situation. So as you all can see here, Channing Tatum, I'm a big fan of his, as well as Sandra Bullock. We have, it looks like Brad Pitt's going to be in the film. I mentioned, I guess, the villain of the movie, if you want to call it a villain, is Daniel Radcliffe, who's this billionaire who like kidnaps her for whatever reason. So I like the trailer. I think there's like a treasure involved in this film, as well as you can imagine that these two will probably be a thing by the end of the film or throughout the film. They're going to probably build a bond or a friendship, or maybe, like I said, something a little bit more serious in a relationship. But the trailer was cool, man. I had a couple good laughs. I love, like I said, I'm a big fan of rom-coms, and when you throw an adventure treasure hunting narrative within the film, that seems like a pretty good time. So again, that is March 25th, The Lost City, starring these two individuals here, Sandra Bullock. We have Channing Tatum, Daniel Radcliffe, as well as other surprise guests, as for example in this picture, Brad Pitt himself, who's going to be, I guess, like the hero of her novels in this scenario. So let me know if you all are excited for that film. Let me pop in the chat and see what questions we have. I'm watching The Gilded Age on Netflix. Love it so far. Isn't that on HBO? That particular show with Carrie Coon and all those wonderful actors. I could be wrong, but I thought that was an HBO show. But I heard it's good. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Let's see. I've seen multiple people saying that there's a straight up horror vibes of Batman. What did you think? Yeah, if you get a chance to see my review, I definitely mentioned that in my review as well. It definitely is the most like one of the most adult Batman films. Not one of, it's probably the most adult Batman film we've seen to date as far as live action goes. It is definitely has horror vibes, courtesy of the Riddler. So yeah, I definitely agree with that sentiment there. And kids, I wouldn't take them with you with this film because it's pretty dark and it has horror vibes. And if you all know me, I'm a horror fan, and I love when I saw with the horror elements in the film. So yeah, okay, that's what I thought. I didn't know if it was another series by that, but yeah, I heard it's pretty good. I'm glad you're enjoying it, like I said. So those were the two big films, like I said, coming to theaters. Of course, other smaller films coming out, but those were the two big ones: The Batman coming out this Friday, and The Lost City coming out this 25th of March. So again, let me know what movie are you most excited for between those two. Willing to bet it's probably the Batman, but hey, like I said, rom-coms are always a good genre. You always have a good time with those. So, and again, if there's any other movies that are coming out to theaters that you're most excited to see in March, let me know in the live chat, or if you're watching this on the replay. So I think it's time to transition. We talked about things at the theater, but what about home? What's going to be streaming at home? Let's go ahead and transition into what is coming to Netflix the month of March. And we got a lot of good stuff to look forward to here in this new month of March coming to Netflix. One, for example, I actually got a screener of this series. I just haven't had the chance to sit down and watch it, but we have a new series starring one of the most underrated actresses in Hollywood. I'm talking about the one and only Toni Collette. Now, this story here is titled Pieces of Her. It is a woman pieces together her mother's dark past after a violent attack in a small town, bringing hidden threats and deadly secrets to light. Now, that sounds right up my alley. Again, Toni Collette, if you all have seen her projects, I mean, she just is just a fantastic actress. One of my favorites. I just loved her career so far, how she picks her projects. She can do horror, she can do comedy, she can do murder mystery. She can do drama. I mean, she is just an actor's actor, and I'm really looking forward to this. Again, a mother with a secret past. Her daughter's trying to uncover what her mom's been up to. We got people spying in on her. She leans. I don't know if you all have seen the trailer, but she seems to have some type of hand-to-hand combat. So I'm really excited to see what we're getting into with Pieces of Her. Again, I got the courtesy of Netflix. They sent me the screener a couple days ago. I just haven't had the time to sit down and watch it. I believe from what I saw on my queue, it's 8 episodes, about an hour per episode. And again, that comes out this Friday, titled Pieces of Her, starring the great Toni Collette. And I'm really looking forward to it based on that synopsis. Let me know if that's something that piques you guys' interest and if it's something you guys will be watching as well. So let me catch up to these comments here. I'm pretty excited to see Sandra Bullock. Yeah, Sandra Bullock, she's one of my favorites. I love Sandra Bullock, and her pairing up with Channing Tatum looks like a pretty good duo. So I'm excited to see what comes of that film, and hopefully I get a screener of it and maybe can check it out and review it for you all. But let's see, Laura Jackson was going on, adding that to the watch list. Yeah, like I said, I'm a big Toni Collette fan, so I'm really excited to see what we get with that film. Let's see, Robertson says the last episode of Raised by Wolves was good. Then the droid they murdered came back Listen, Robinson, I don't know if you get a chance to watch my reviews on Raised by Wolves, one of my favorite shows on TV right now. I mentioned the Batman with horror. Well, last week's Raised by Wolves was definitely horror, and it was horror that I loved. Seeing Real come back to life and do what she did to her mom and Decima. I mean, it was pretty dark, and I loved it. And I actually, funny enough, Robertson, I watched the with a sixth episode of Raised by Wolves today, shot my review, and I'm excited to share that with you all on Thursday. So yeah, I'm really enjoying this new season of Raised by Wolves. Let me know if that's a series you all are watching as well in the chat. But again, going back to this Friday, Pieces of Her starring Toni Collette. Let me know if you all are excited for that. But we got a couple other things coming out on Netflix. Let's transition over to Mr. Ryan Reynolds. We have a new film starring Ryan Reynolds, who also is going to be teaming up with Sean Levy, again, who's a great director. If you all don't know, him and Ryan worked together on Free Guy, which was a fantastic film. But we also got a lot of other heavy hitters in this movie. Not only is it Ryan Reynolds, but we have Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Gardner, Zoe Saldana. I mean, this is looking pretty good. I've talked to some people that have seen this film. I've heard that it's a really good kind of family adventure sci-fi film that has a lot of heart in it. If you all aren't too familiar with it, after accidentally crash landing in 2022, time-traveling fighter pilot Adam Reed teams up with his 12-year-old self for a mission to save the future. So yeah, you had me at, time travel. I'm a big fan of time travel and sci-fi. And, I mentioned before, I like Ryan Reynolds, man. I know he does his similar shtick with all his films, like all in the last decade, all his characters seem to be like Deadpool. But I love that because I love Deadpool and I love what Ryan Reynolds brings to it. I don't think he's a good actor. I don't think enough people give him enough credit. He can act, right? I've seen, what was that movie, Buried? I don't know if you all have seen that. And he's been in some other films. Of course, we know him from comedy, but he has some pretty good dramatic beats. And I wouldn't be surprised because I've heard this film has a lot of heart. If I'm not mistaken, I believe Mark Ruffalo, because that kid, his younger self, that's his dad. So it seems like it's going to be a story about, not only saving the future of his timeline, but also maybe saving his dad, who I assume might die or have died. He's, trying to figure that out. So yeah, I'm really looking forward to the Adam Project here, starring Mr. Ryan Reynolds, starring Mark Ruffalo, Jennifer Gardner, and Zoe Saldana. So yeah, like I said, time travel, sci-fi with some heart, some passion. Sean Levy, who again is a fantastic director. I'm up for it. And if you all don't know, he's also one of the creators behind Stranger Things. So I'm looking forward to the Adam Project. Let me know if that's something that's on you all's radar. We got Cassandra in the building. How we doing on this evening? Appreciate you stopping by. Toni Collette is so under the radar. I recently saw Miss Little something. Listen, you're speaking facts. You are speaking facts. I love Toni Collette, and that's a great film, by the way. Ryan Reynolds plays the same. He does, but I have a good time. It all depends on the role. Like, I don't know if you saw Free Guy. That's a similar Ryan Reynolds that we've seen before, but it was a little bit more of a vulnerable, more, you really rooted for that character, right? Guy. And then there's other been roles he's been in, like I mentioned, Deadpool. But yeah, I know what you mean though. But I'm looking forward to this one here because I've heard some good things about it. Toni Collette is underrated as AF. Couldn't agree with you more. We got people saying what's up to each other. Can he though? Are we talking about Ryan Reynolds? Yes. If we're talking about his range, I think he has some pretty good range. Like I said, it's a film called Buried. It's like a dramatic film. There was a film that he did with was it Denzel? Like Safe House, I want to say, which was a little bit more of an action thriller. I thought he was great in that. And like I said, I think Ryan has some range. I think he chooses what's wrong with someone doing what they're good at, right? And he knows what he can do, and he does it a lot. And I'll just say I enjoy it for the most part. One of my favorite reviewers. Appreciate it, John. Thank you for stopping by and showing some love. Let's see here. I think Ryan Reynolds would be great as Nathan Drake. That's a pretty, I don't know if you all have seen Uncharted. I had fun with that film, and especially Tom Holland in the role. But yeah, I can see Ryan Reynolds doing something like that, especially when you see him in Red Notice, because it's kind of an action adventure film, and he, there's some, kind of Nathan Drake-isms in that character that he plays. So yeah, that would be interesting. I don't know if Ryan Reynolds is. I don't know. That's a good one. In an alternate universe, maybe he plays a Nathan Drake. I recently discovered your channel through Scenes of a Marriage and love your take and breakdown on the show. Happy I discovered you. I love your movie passion. Oh, thank you so much. Oh man, Scenes of a Marriage. What a show. What a show. I really enjoyed that show, and I really enjoyed the conversations we had week to week. And I'm so glad you came across those reviews. I was pretty I miss that show a lot, and I love those discussions that we had every single Sunday. So thank you so much, and I'm glad you were able to find a channel, and I hope you're enjoying the content, and welcome to the community and welcome to the family. So I appreciate you. Robinson says it looks good. Are we talking about the Adam Project? Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm hoping Netflix, they've been living me on red. They haven't gotten back to me with the screener, but I'm hoping to get that sooner rather than later and give you all my thoughts on it when it comes out next week. Again, that is the Adam Project coming out next Friday on Netflix with Mr. Ryan Reynolds, with Mark Ruffalo. Oh, we got Deadpool and the Hulk. Crossover. MCU already starting. But let me know if you all are looking forward to that film coming out next Friday. So those are kind of the big ones. I know there's some other things coming to Netflix. I know like Bridgerton. I know a lot of you all love that show. I haven't seen it, but I heard it was great. I know that comes out next month. A couple other things. So let me know again in the live chat or on the replay what new movie or new show or returning show that's coming to Netflix for the month of March that you are most excited for. Let me know and let's have a discussion about it. Let's see here. Ryan Reynolds is similar to The Rock. Exactly that's what I'm saying. Kevin Hart. There's a lot of actors that are good at, they can do other things, but they're really good at something. They're good at comedy. They're good at action. It pays the bills. Audience comes to see it. And so I totally agree with your sentiment and your comments there. Let's see what Cassandra's saying here. Will 30 coins return in 2023? Yes, I saw the trailer. And Cassandra, I don't know if you remember those conversations we had when that show was on. Those first 3 to 4 episodes, if it would have kept that momentum throughout the entire season of 30 Coins, that would have been one of my favorite shows of 2021. Was it 2021 or 2020? I can't remember. Time just smushes all together. But that first half of 30 Coins was fantastic. The second half, on the other hand, just wasn't that great, but I'm looking forward to this new season. I look forward to seeing what they get into, and I hope they give us more monsters, more creatures, and less of the drama and the triangle love triangle thing. If you guys don't know what we're talking about 30 Coins. It's like a supernatural thriller drama, and first half of the show was fantastic. Second half, not so much, but I'm looking forward to this new season though. Gotta respect Kevin though. He's a legend pretty much. Kevin Hart. If we're talking about Kevin Hart, yeah, I'm a big Kevin Hart fan. Got to see him in live action on stand-up. So yeah, I like Kevin Hart. But let's move on. We talk movies coming to theaters, we talk Netflix. Let's talk about the other big dog in town. We're talking about Disney Plus, and we got some things coming to the platform, some things I'm looking forward to. Starting off with this one here, coming out sooner than anticipated, and that is on March 11th. We have Turning Red, which is a new Pixar film coming to the platform. If you all aren't too familiar with this film here, we have Meng Lee, a 13-year-old girl who is torn between being her mother's obedient daughter and the chaos of her youth, as if that weren't enough. When she gets too excited, she turns into a big red panda. So I know that the film has some critics and press members have gotten an opportunity to see this film. I have not seen it quite yet, but I've heard it is pretty good. I heard it is an emotional story. It has a great character arc. It has some great emotional beats, and it's just good old classic Pixar. They know where to hit the heartstrings. They know how to bring out the families and even adults like myself can relate to some of these kid-friendly narratives. So Turning Red coming out March 11th. Let me know if that's something that's circled on your radar. When I think of Pixar, man, I think of quality. I think of, really great quality. Obviously Toy Story of the world. My personal favorites, The Incredibles, obviously Finding Nemo. And I mean, the legacy's there. One of my personal favorites, Inside Out, most recently Soul. So they always know how to hit the tug at your heartstrings. And speaking of tug at your heartstrings, Coco. I mean, Coco was fantastic, and and I was gonna say Encanto, but that was a Disney project. But I always expect some pretty high quality when it comes to Disney, or I should say Pixar. And from what I've heard, Turning Red is a film that we should all be circling on our calendar. So let me know if this is something you all are excited for, whether it's seeing it with your younger kids, seeing it on your own. Because again, even though they're kid friendly projects, as adults, we can relate to a lot of stuff that these Disney projects bring to the big screen, or in this case, is coming to Disney Plus, which is, I know that was a bit of a controversy when they made that announcement. It seems like they've been very selective about what films were going straight to Disney Plus, which was going to theaters. I don't know why they decided to have this go straight to Disney Plus. Theaters are opening up more. We're kind of on the back end of the pandemic, so I'm really curious on why they chose to do that. I assume the numbers from Soul, Raya and the Last Dragon, and what else did they put on the platforms? Obviously Black Widow, but that was like movies and Disney Plus. But yeah, I'm very curious on why they came up to that decision. But either way, I hope more people get. Luca was another one. I hope more people get a chance to see this film that maybe weren't able to see it, if they weren't feeling safe enough to see it in theaters. So let me know again in the comments if you are looking forward to Turning Red. But let's transition. Let's have a little bit of a discussion here. And this is not necessarily a new release, but it's some big news here. And we're talking about the return of the Marvel characters coming to Disney Plus. That's right. Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, Iron Fist, who I'm not a fan of, The Defenders, The Punisher, Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D. That's right, March 16th, they will be coming to Disney Plus. As you all can see on the screen now, Disney will be adding parental controls to the platform, allowing for more mature content. Now that gets me so excited. I am so happy to hear that, minus Iron Fist, but I am so excited to hear mature content on Disney Plus. That is something that I think they have been shying away from. They've been kind of nervous, like, oh man, if the kids can't watch it, how well will it do? If the kids can't watch it, how well will the toy sales do? Listen, man, kids grow up. and when I'm going to talk about my next topic here, the kids that started off with the MCU, that was 2008, right? So that was more than 14 years ago. So that that 10-year-old that saw Iron Man in 2008, he's, 24 years old. So we got to continue to age with our viewers, Disney. So I love this news here because number one, I'm taking all these actors and putting them in the MCU. Obviously, spoiler alert for those that haven't seen Spider-Man No Way Home, but Fear himself, Daredevil, is in the MCU officially. Charlie Cox is back playing the character. I would love for Mike Coulter to come back as, Luke Cage. I would love for, I can't think of the actress name, but who played Jessica Jones. I really enjoyed the first season of that show. Again, I don't mean to be rude, but Danny Rand, the actor from Game of Thrones who played Iron Fist, you can go ahead and recast him because, he just wasn't for me. Agents of S.H.I.E.L.D., I really never got into that series, but I'm glad that they can, find a home on Disney Plus. But also, I don't want to leave out, I don't know why I don't have a picture of this character. The Punisher, listen, the Punisher was punishing. That show was like pushing the boundaries of like MA material. I mean, John Berthal, one of my favorite actors, him as Frank Castle was fantastic. So I love this idea that we're getting more of these mature shows making its way to Disney Plus, because to me, that means that Disney is now realizing we gotta tackle all spectrums of different age groups. We just can't always focus on the family-friendly content, especially when it comes to these more darker characters that they're starting to explore, a la who we're going to talk about here in a little bit with Moon Knight and Blade and, the Punisher and Daredevil. We got to explore those characters, the depths, the grittiness of those characters. So I love that Disney has made this decision. And like I said, the perfect example is, again, 10-year-old little, Steven, when he was seeing Iron Man for the first time with his mom and dad in 2008, he was 10 years old. And as the years have gone, it's been 14 years later, and Steven's now a 24-year-old male who wants to consume adult mature content. And I think that this move here means to me that we're going to start getting that content. And as a Marvel fan, when I look at the different spectrums of the age groups, we can still, have the kid-friendly content, the Spider-Mans of the world. We can have the West Coast Avengers, the new Avengers, right? The young Avengers. We already have, Haley Steinfeld as Kate Bishop. We have the twins introduced in WandaVision. We have, Stature, Cassie, Ant-Man's daughter. We introduce Isaiah Bradley from Falcon and Winter Soldier. So you can have a kid-friendly Avengers TV show or movie for the kids to digest. Miss Marvel's coming out later this year, so they can have that spectrum. transition to the teenagers, adults. We can have our Avengers, right? We can have those more adult content, conversations with the characters, more intellectual conversations of saving the world and the Punishers of the world. What separates him from a murderer, right? And then even more mature, more rated R mature, I'm talking about Moon Knight. I'm talking not, the Moon Knight characters and the Midnight Suns, the Blade, Moon Knight, Doctor Strange, the Punisher, Ghost Rider, characters like that. We can really get supernatural. We can really get weird. We can really dive into the horror elements of those characters. And again, you're touching every single spectrum: kids, teenagers, adults, more mature adults. So I'm loving this announcement here. Let me know what you all think about this. Are you excited for these shows making its home, making its new home on the Disney Plus platform? And what do you think this means for the future of Disney content, as well as in particularly the MCU content? Are we getting more into that mature audience? Are we going to dive deeper into showing blood, having, sexual type of innuendos with characters, really having those more adult themes in their characters? So let me know if you all excited for it. I certainly am. And I think this is a perfect segue to this announcement here, because in about 29 days, we got a character that is dark, that is gritty. Some might say might be the Batman of the Marvel Cinematic Universe, and that is Moon Knight, played by Oscar Isaac, coming to Disney Plus on March 30th. Wow, I am loving everything we're getting from the posters, the trailers, the cast. I mean, come on, Oscar Isaac. You got Ethan Hawke. You got the man rocking the suit straight out of the comics. I mean, this is mature type of content. I mean, the man dies and is brought back to life, and he doesn't just want to hurt his victims. He sometimes kills his victims. So I love, again, this is perfect announcement for Disney. We can get gritty. We can get dark. We can get bloody. I'm talking about Moon Knight. I'm talking about Blade. I'm talking about Punisher. I'm talking about Daredevil. Show me the mature content. I love this announcement again, but more particularly March 30th, Moon Knight. I'm so excited for it. Again, I've read a couple, not like in particular like Moon Knight individual runs. I've seen his characters pop up in some of the, kind of the more bigger event comic book runs with Moon Knight being included. So I'm vaguely familiar with the character. I know he normally goes by the mantra of Mark Spector, who is, like a Marine specialist, ops, black ops. He gets in some really messed up stuff, and he can handle his own. He's good with hand-to-hand combat. He goes on some mission to Egypt. He, comes across this artifact. He kind of, dies within kind of finding that artifact. He's brought back to life by the moon god, and then it gives him the abilities to have like super strength, as you all can see in the trailer. I mean, my man's jumping over buildings. And he's able to, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, the higher the moon is out, or the fuller the moon, the more his powers kind of, enhance himself. So I love all that mythology. I love the fact that we can dive into, Werewolf by Night. We can dive into Dracula's of the world. We can dive into maybe Blade make an appearance on this show, or Punisher himself, or even, Matt Murdock somehow, some way getting tied to it. I'm loving this, Marvel. I'm loving that we're getting, I love my, space adventures, multiverse stuff, but I also love the groundedness of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I love the grittiness of the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I talked about the Batman earlier. A lot of people compare this character to the Batman because he has a particular personality that he presents himself as like a billionaire. So I'm excited for Moon Knight. Expect a lot of coverage on that show coming later this month. Reviews, live streams, deep dives into the characters, of course, your thoughts and theories and all those fun stuff that we do with our Marvel shows. So again, we talked about how we're getting these more mature characters coming to Disney Plus. And it don't get more mature than the man right here, Moon Knight, played by Oscar Isaac. Just a couple weeks ago, they talked about how this show is going to be pushing the boundaries, pushing the envelope, really getting dark. And Kevin Feige's like, are we going to pull back? They did not. At first, I'm like, okay, we'll see with that. But after the announcement of the Disney Plus acquisition to the Netflix shows, I'm expecting some dark, gritty stuff when it comes to Moon Knight. So again, guys, let me know in the comments if you're excited for this. As you can see, I'm pretty excited for Moon Knight with that character. So let me catch up to these comments here, because I was talking for a bit there. I'm a little thirsty. So let me see what you guys are talking about. Let's see. Oh yeah, we talked about 30 coins. Yeah. Yes, first half it was so good. So, yeah, I wasn't a fan. It was 20. Yes. Oh my gosh, it was 2 years ago. It's bananas. It's coming back, Andre. Thank you. Yeah, I'm excited to tie back into that show. Are you going? Are they doing more paranormal on Netflix? Are they doing more paranormal on Netflix? I'm not sure what you mean there. As far as like TV shows, Marvel stuff, because at this point, Marvel has all wrapping up all their characters. So I don't know if we're gonna get any more Netflix Marvel characters on that platform. If that's what you're referring to, Laura. Disney lit. Let's go, bro. Yes. I love that announcement. Excited for our Flag Means Death winning. I'm going to be talking about that here in a little bit. So hold on tight, Brandon. Let's see here. Robin says Pixar movies always be in rotation as long as, yeah, I love it. All edited for kids. I don't believe it. Disney turned Boba Fett. It wasn't Jar Jar Binks level, but I mean, they did kind of, if you ask me, they did neuter the character. I mean, how you gonna have the Mandalorian come into your own show and be more of a badass than you are? I mean, come on, Boba. But yeah, he wasn't Jar Jar Binks level. They didn't take him down to that kid friendly vibes, but. So Disney Plus using adult content, and it is an American thing. When I'm out in the country, they have a button called the Disney Star. Yeah. So yes, to answer your question, I believe, if correct me if I'm wrong, that they already have the Disney Netflix shows on international Disney Plus platforms, and like you mentioned here, is called Star, which is adult content. So yeah, us over here in America, we're just a little bit behind the eight ball. So yeah, we will be bringing the more mature stuff to Disney Plus, because historically, as far as Disney goes, they don't really like to dive into the more mature movies and shows. So yes, this is pretty exciting news that we're getting the more mature characters on the platform. They all live under one roof. And again, going back to that conversation, I would love to bring those cast members back to play the role like we got with Charlie Cox's Matt Murdock. Except for Danny Rand, go ahead and recast Iron Fist and put him in Shang-Chi and have them to, kicking some ass when Shang-Chi 2 comes out. I would really love to see that. So true. Mando showed, yeah, I mean, Mando just took over, right? I'm hoping with the new parental controls, Marvel starts driving a little deeper into dark themes and darker characters. Yeah, again, that's what we're getting here with a Moon Knight. That's what I'm hoping to see, is more the psyche of these characters, the dark, the grittiness, the rawness, the more mature content. I want to see blood. I don't condone violence, but I want to see some blood. And based on some of these trailers we gotten so far, we're going to be seeing some blood. So yeah, I'm really excited to dive deeper into these more mature type of characters like a Moon Knight, and maybe having a Midnight Sun series with Blade, Doctor Strange making an appearance, Moon Knight making an appearance, Daredevil, Punisher, and Ghost Rider. Let's make it happen, Marvel. Let's make it happen. All right, let's see where we're at. Let's see where we're at here. You guys are again, for everyone watching this live, this is our new movie discussions, where we talk about all the new releases coming to theaters. We already touched on the new movies coming to theaters. We touched on Netflix. We're still in the midst of talking about Disney Plus. I will be talking about Hulu and HBO here in a second, but I appreciate you all for watching this live. If you haven't already, give the video a thumbs up. It really helps out the algorithm, and it really, I really appreciate the support. Hit that share button. So if you are on social media, Instagram, Twitter, any social media platform that you can share this to, I would really appreciate it, if we can get more people having these awesome discussions that we're having so far. So I would really appreciate that. And again, I appreciate you all watching this live stream. I have such a great time communicating with you all, and hopefully we can make this a regular thing in regards to this on every single month. But again, for those that are watching the replay, if you can do the same thing, like, share, and leave your thoughts on what new movie, what new show, what returning show are you most excited to see in the month of March. So let me get back to our Disney discussion. I think that was like the last big thing with Moon Knight. And we're going to move on to Amazon here in a little bit. So let me see what we got in the comments. You guys are just interacting with each other. I love seeing that. Let's see. We got a question here. Moon Knight is one for show. Looks pretty. Yeah, I'm excited for it. I'm a big Oscar Isaac fan, and I'm excited for some ass whoopings coming that Moon Knight will be given, and diving deeper into the psyche of the character. I agree. Make him smarter, make him better, make him a better fighter as well. I was wondering if Moon Knight was going to be dark, and I'm here for it. Oh yeah, it's going to be dark. It's going to be dark and gritty, and I'm ready for it. I'm ready. All right, guys. So I think that's the last kind of big thing that I saw from Disney. Of course, there's some other things. Cheaper by the Dozen. It's coming to the platform, and a couple other things. But again, those were like the two big things that really kind of caught my eye. So let's transition over to Amazon. We got some new stuff coming to Amazon, and we're going to get into it here in a second. Again, Amazon always comes with the great fire content, and I'm really excited to get into. There's a lot of stuff coming to Amazon, but there was one thing that really kind of caught my eye this month, and I'm talking about an animated series. The Boys presents Diabolical series premiere, which is this Friday. Shout out to Amazon. They're always watching my channel, but shout out to them. They sent me over the screener links to the series. I just haven't got a chance to watch it. It does come out this Friday, as you all can see, on March 4th. And from what I gathered from the trailer, and I clicked on it, I did click on the episode. I just haven't gotten a chance to sit down and actually watch it. It's essentially the unseen stories from The Boys universe. And I don't know if you all know, I'm a big fan of The Boys. I'm really excited for season 3, which is coming out in June, I want to say. But look at that. I mean, you got Black Noir. You obviously have, Homelander on this screen. I don't know who the rest of these characters are. They look crazy, and I love it. Again, you got another picture of Homelander. I don't know who that person is following him up behind him. More Homelander. Give him to me. That's one of my favorite characters. Again, I understand he's a despicable individual, but I'm a big fan of him and the Butcher. Those were my two favorite characters in that show, and I'm really excited for this. But again, I don't know, man. It's nothing with animation. I love animation. I love Invincible. I can't wait for that to come back. But the show just hasn't really piqued my interest. Again, I believe from when I'm gonna hopefully get a chance to watch it. But when I clicked on the series, I want to say there were 8 to 9 episodes, and they're small episodes. It's like 10-12 minute episodes. So if I do watch, I'm gonna probably watch it within a couple hours. But let me know if you are excited for The Boys Diabolical. Again, it's unseen stories from The Boys universe, and I think I read somewhere that some of these stories might fill in some of the blanks of the actual live action The Boys. It might give us hints of what we can expect in the new season of The Boys. So that gets me excited because, like I said, I'm a big fan of the show, and any little side stories or side characters that we might get introduced to through this animated series, then that gets me excited. But let me know if you are excited for The Boys presents Diabolical coming to Amazon on this coming Friday. So before and again, Amazon always has stuff coming out every single week, it seems like. I know Upload comes out on March 11th. I haven't seen the first season, but I heard that's a great show. But again, let me know what new movie, what new show coming to Amazon Prime are you most excited for? And we're going to transition and talk about some Apple stuff here in a little bit. But in the meantime, let me read some of you all's awesome comments here. Let's see. The Boys trailer coming soon. Yeah, I can't wait. I love The Boys. I love that show. I'm gonna revisit the first 2 seasons again, just kind of refresh myself. I remember most of the main plots. Like I remember what happened at the end of season 2 with Homelander and Butcher and all that goodness that we got. So yeah, I'm excited for The Boys. I'm intrigued. Yeah, I'm like I said, I just haven't had time to check it out, but I love The Boys universe. So looking forward to that. Yeah, we talked about the Adam Project a little bit earlier. Looking forward to that film there. Just got Amazon Prime and getting momentum with animated shows. I heard that's good. Invincible is another good animated show. So yeah, Amazon Prime, man, they always come with the fire content. So again, let me know in the live chat if you all are excited for Diabolical and what other like I mentioned, Upload comes out this month, season 2 of Upload. Let me know if that's something that's on your radar. So moving on to another streaming platform that I'm a big fan of. I cover a lot of their shows, and I'm a big fan of what they have to offer. We're talking we're talking Apple TV Plus, ladies and gentlemen. I'm a big fan of what they have to offer, and we got a show that looks pretty intriguing to me, and that is coming out on the platform on March 11th. We're talking about The Last Days of Ptolemy Gray, which is starring the one and only Sam Jackson. You know, he's one of the greatest, if you ask me, one of the best actors of our time. We have a story here that seems pretty personal, pretty deep, pretty thought-provoking. We have Gray, a 91-year-old who's on the brink of sinking into dementia, but he experiences a shift. He's given an opportunity to get his memories back and uses this to solve his nephew's death and come to terms with his past. So listen, you got Dominic Fishback in there. Again, Sam Jackson, I consider to be one of the greatest actors of our time. Apple TV, man, I tell you all every month. I've missed some of the new shows, like what was it? Suspicion came out last month. I haven't got a chance to see that. I know a lot of you all have reached out to me and say, "Hey, Severance is a good show. It looked good. I was planning on covering it. I just don't have that much time in the day." But now with a show like Euphoria that just ended, I might try to squeeze in Severance and try to catch up with you all. But I heard it's a really good show. But Apple TV Plus, man, they always come through with the great series. And this show here again, starring Sam Jackson, looks like something that might be on my alley. It looks like more of a drama, someone trying to discover their memories to solve their nephew's death. That sounds like a really good story, and I'm looking forward to it. Again, guys, that's coming out, on the 11th of this month, and it's looking like something that might bring some tears to the eyes. So let me know if that's something you guys are excited about. So moving on to another show, we have two mega stars here. We Crashed is I believe, a limited series coming to the platform on the 18th. As you all can see here, we got two A-list stars here. I mean, you got Jared Leto, who, I found out the other day that he's 50 years old. I did not know that. Fun fact of the day. He is a 50-year-old megastar, great actor. I know he's not for everyone, but I appreciate Jared Leto. And also Anne Hathaway, man. I think she doesn't get enough credit. I know some people aren't the biggest fans of hers, but I like Anne Hathaway and I like Jared Leto, and they are in a TV show together called We Crash. The love story at the center of the rise and fall of one of the most valuable startups. WeWork grows from a single co-workspace into a global brand worth $47 billion in under a decade. Then in less than a year, their value plummeted. So, I mean, this is intriguing here. So we got a startup company. I believe this is based on true events, if I'm not mistaken, with this power couple that started up this WeWork, which grew more than $47 billion under a decade. In less than a year, it just all comes crashing down. That sounds like a pretty interesting story of epic proportions of failure. So again, two great actors, a pretty interesting premise. I might give it a watch. Let me know if that's We Crash is something that's on you all's radar. So those are kind of the big things that caught my eye with Apple TV Plus. And again, I love that platform. I love what they have to offer, and they got a couple good stuff that I'm looking forward to checking out here. So let's see. We got, I got Amazon Prime. Oh, okay. I got that comment there. Let's see here. Elliot, have you checked out the new show Epic Call From? It definitely something you would like. Okay. I don't have Epic, so I don't know if I'm able to check it out, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's like a supernatural show, right? Yeah. I think I know what you're talking about, but unfortunately, I don't have Epic, so I don't know how I'll be able to watch it without that streaming service. But I'm glad it's doing. I heard some good things about it, so I appreciate you bringing that to my attention, though. Reacher, the TV season from was awesome, 8 episodes. Yeah, I heard it was good. I did not get a chance to see it, but I heard it was good. Upload is my favorite. My brother ended up getting into it. When is it returning? Oh, so Upload is coming out on Amazon Prime season 2. I got to hear in my notes here. Friday, March 11th is season 2 of Upload. So I've heard it's good. I'm going to try to catch up and see what that's all about, because I heard it is really, really good. Some more people talking about From Rims. What's good? How we doing, Rims? Glad you're able to stop by tonight. We're just doing our live discussion, talking about all the new releases. We talked what's coming to theaters, The Batman, Lost City. We talked about Netflix. We talked Disney Plus with the Netflix shows coming to Disney Plus. We talked Moon Knight, and we're trying to dive into some. We talked Amazon. Now we're talking about Apple TV Plus. So I'm glad you can stop by. Rims, always love seeing your name pop up in the chat. So thank you so much for joining in the discussion. Very intrigued by this movie. I actually interviewed for. Oh wow! And it's a TV series actually, so not a movie. So it's like a limited series. So that would be pretty cool to dive deep into these characters. But I actually interviewed for WeWorks years ago. I remembered in the interview thinking how. Okay, so the math wasn't made. Okay, I gotta watch it because I love those type of stories. So yeah, that's so cool. That's so cool. So there you have it, Apple TV Plus. Like I said, if you all aren't subscribed to Apple, we're not a door store sponsored by Apple. Maybe one day, but I'm a big fan of Apple TV Plus. They got some fire content. All right, so let's see. One of my other favorite streaming services out there, HBO Max. What's coming to the Max? What's coming to the HBO? Well, this is coming to it. Winning the rise of the Lakers dynasty. Now, if you all do not know, your boy is a Laker fan. I am, in particularly, little backstory on me. Grew up playing ball, had dreams of going to the NBA, not quite, but no, I was a big basketball player and my favorite athlete of all time. Rest in peace to the late great Kobe Bean Bryant. I've been following. That's like the only athlete I've ever followed their entire career. Like I've been a Kobe fan since 1996 draft. 3 years on the bench, came in and worked on his game and became in my opinion, the greatest player of all time. But obviously, being a fan of the Lakers, I appreciate the legacy. I appreciate what came before Kobe and Shaq, what came before Kobe and Pau Gasol, what came before LeBron, and AD right now. It was these individuals, and I'm talking about Magic Johnson and Jerry Buss. And, in my opinion, Magic Johnson is one of the greatest, if not the greatest point guard of all time. And this show is a dramatic miniseries that's going to touch on the 80s, the rise of the Lakers, Dr. Jerry Buss and Magic Johnson. Of course, you had, James Worthy, you had Kareem, you had the rivalry between Magic Johnson and Larry Bird. Listen, this is right up my alley, man. I'm being a big basketball fan, being a big fan of the Lakers in general, and being a big fan of Magic Johnson. You have Adam McKay, who's the creator behind this. I don't know if you all noticed, that was John C. Reilly playing Dr. Jerry Buss. And I don't know if you know behind the scenes, but Adam McKay and Will Ferrell, really good friends, no longer friends anymore because they apparently Will Ferrell loved to play this role as far as Dr. Jerry Buss, and he decided to give it to Will Ferrell's close friend instead, which is John C. Reilly. So winning time, the rise of the Lakers dynasty, the purple and gold. Your boy's a big fan of the Lakers. I don't watch basketball as much as I used to, especially when Kobe retired. But I always still, I love what the Warriors are doing. I love their style of play. Steph Curry, Klay Thompson just came back. Draymond Green. I love, what the Warriors are doing out there in the West Coast with Steve Kerr. I still check in on the Lakers. They're not doing too good this year. They're not doing good at all this year. They're looking pretty bad with Westbrook as the point guard. I'm a big fan of Westbrook, but not a good fit with LeBron and AD. So I can talk sports all day. And like I said, I'm a big Laker fan, and I plan on giving this series a watch because I love to dive deep into, I don't know if you all saw the doc series with Michael Jordan and the Bulls. I'm a Chicago, I grew up in Chicago. So, Michael Jordan, this is one of the greatest to ever do it. So I love diving into that. And that was obviously, a documentary. So now we're getting a little bit more of a series, dive a little bit deeper. Obviously some stuff's going to be dramatized for the sake of TV purposes, but I'm looking forward to this, man. Like I said, I'm a LA fan. I've never been to LA. Would love to go one day, but Magic Johnson, Dr. Jerry Buss, Larry Bird, Kareem, James Worthy. It's a great team. They were one of the first, to talk about super teams. They were one of the greatest. Michael Cooper. I mean, come on, man. One of the greatest teams to ever do it. All right, let me see what you guys are thinking about this show here. I watched the Amazon doc. Okay, yeah, y'all making me excited about that new Apple show. Thank you all for this because I didn't know this. Yeah, hey, I'm glad I can be of service. I love doing these with you all, and I appreciate you all again. If you're watching live, thank you so much. Give the video a thumbs up, share the video, continue to leave your great comments in the live chat. And again, those watching on the replay, like, share, comment, and if you haven't already, hit that subscribe button and come join this awesome community. I would appreciate it. LA, let's go. Let's wait. There it is. LA. Lakers all day. Cassandra, I'm a big Laker fan. So I'm really excited for this. I have a side eye on Magic Johnson, though, Elliot. I used to love him because I grew up in LA during the times that he was popular. Oh, okay. You see, you got a side eye for Mr. Johnson. Is it because of his, him and his what he did in his free time, not with his wife Cookie. Is that why? I listen. I know the man has made some wrongs. I think anyone of that much talent, unfortunately, sometimes fame and glory gets you. That's why I'm really excited to really dive into this show and dive into Magic Johnson, who was such a great personality. I mean, the guy had so much charisma. So yeah, I don't know that much of the side eye of Magic Johnson. I only know, the billionaire Magic Johnson, the greatest point guard of all time, Magic Johnson, 5 championship title Magic Johnson. I don't really know the dark, besides him, I know he cheated on his wife Cookie. And obviously, if you all don't know his health, he's been living with HIV for 20 plus years. So I'm familiar with that element, but I'm not too familiar with the other stuff of the side eye. So I'm interested to see if that series dives into that element of a athlete I love. Does anyone know when the new season? Oh, I can't wait for that. I'm thinking, because they've been shooting that for a couple months now. I wouldn't be surprised by the end of this year if we get very similar to when it came out. It came out last fall, so I would imagine it'll be back this fall if I'm not mistaken. So I'm really excited for that to come back. Yeah, Michael Cooper again, James Worthy, Magic, Akeem. I mean, that team was stacked. That team was stacked. But still, of the Lakers side to the Magic all day. Love it, love it, love it. Let's see, back in the day, the Forum, and of course, Staples Centers, the home that Shaq and Kobe built, no longer there. What is the crypto.com? Who came up with that dumbass name? I know it was an investment. It was like a $15 billion investment for the Buzz family. So of course, it's a business decision. But crypto.com over the Staples and over the Forum, not a good look. Not a good look, Buzz family. Let's see here. I stopped watching. Yeah, that's how I was. I still watch basketball because it's in my blood. I grew up playing sports, football and basketball, so I still watch it. But yeah, I'm not like back in the day, Cassandra. I was like one of those fans that would be standing up the whole game. I'm one of those fans that would be throwing stuff, if they didn't get the right call right, or if they, the Lakers didn't win. I was one of those, saying I miss those days. And like I said, rest in peace to the late, great Kobe Bean Bryant, the greatest to ever do it, in my opinion. Man, that you talk about, I don't even want to get into it. That day when Kobe passed and his daughter, and obviously the other families that lost family members that day, let's move on. That was a pretty rough day, but yeah, for me, the two best shows, Peacemaker, Righteous. I heard that's good. I love Peacemaker, and I heard the other show's really fantastic. I'll definitely be checking it. Yeah, I'm gonna be checking it out. I got the screeners for it, 2 rims. I just gotta sit down and watch it. Episode 1. I'm gonna check that out sooner rather than later, and maybe depending on the engagement of the video, maybe I'll cover that on a week-to-week basis, as long as it's good. Hey Elliot, hope you're doing well. I'm doing good. Pay, hope you're doing well as well. Appreciate you stopping by. We're covering all the new releases coming out this month, and we've had a great discussion. Almost an hour in. I'm gonna probably wrap it up because I wanted to kind of keep these 45 to an hour, and I wanted to answer any questions you all have. But I appreciate every single one of you all, so thank you so much. Oh, Peacemaker was fantastic. I can't wait for season 2. All right, so I think that was the only big thing that I caught from HBO Max. So let me know again any new movies or shows that I missed that you all are looking forward to coming to HBO Max next month. So let's move on to the other streaming service, Hulu. Hulu, what it do? Hulu is a service I'm a fan of. They don't have the same type of quantity of some of these other streaming services, but they have some good quality, man. And I'm really excited to see some of the stuff that we're going to be talking about here with Hulu starting this Friday. A film that had some pretty good buzz at the festivals. I'm talking about, Flesh. This is a film, as you can see, starring the Winter Soldier, aka Sebastian Stan. And Fresh is a film that apparently dives into the horrors of modern dating, are seen through the eyes of a young woman who is battling to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites. If I were a betting man, and I don't know anything about this film, I know a lot of people saw it at Sundance, I want to say. Based on the trailer, based on the synopsis, I'm pretty sure Bucky Oh, yeah, he's eating people. I'm pretty confident to say that he's eating people based on the trailer and based on that synopsis. Her trying to survive her new boyfriend's unusual appetites. Oh yeah, he's eating people. So I think this is a really interesting premise, horror film. As you all know, I'm a big horror fan. Mixing with a little bit of a rom com, and then she finds out that her boyfriend eats people. I could be completely wrong, but I don't know if it sounds pretty similar to cannibalism. So yeah, I'm really excited to see that. I'm a big Sebastian Stan fan, and just last week, No Exit, which I reviewed on the channel, that was a pretty good surprise film for me. And Hulu has some pretty good stuff. What was it? 2020? Was it 2020? The time travel movie with Andy Seinberg or Sandberg. Oh my gosh, it was one of my favorite. Palm Springs. I really enjoyed that. Big Time Adolescence with Pete Davidson. They got some really good original films, and this is looking like a good one with Bucky eating people. Sounds very intriguing, and I'm really excited to check it out. Let me know if you all are excited for that film coming out this Friday. And I actually got the link before we went live, so I'm going to probably watch it tonight and give you all my thoughts and let you know if it's worth biting into. That was corny. Yeah, that was corny. Let's move on to what else is coming out on Hulu. Coming out on March 18th here. Let me get that banner there. We got a new film coming out with Ben Affleck, my man Ben Affleck, who's a fantastic actor, and we got him and Ana de Armas in a film together, which I love to see. Two great, incredible actors. I'm just sorry, I'm kind of multitasking here, trying to get this banner there. There we go. So yes, we got Deep Water, which is starring these two great actors who used to date, by the way, and they broke up, unfortunately. But coming out March 18th, we got Deep Water starring, like I said, Ana de Armas. We have Sam Levinson, for my Euphoria fans out there. He co-wrote this film. Tracy Letts. We got Finn Finn Whitlarg. We got Jacob Elordi in this film, a well-to-do husband who allows his wife to have affairs in order to avoid a divorce, becomes a prime suspect in the disappearance of her lovers. Okay. All right, Ben Affleck, aka Batman, allowing his wife to have some, extra activities, and seems that her lovers are coming up missing. You got the director. The director from Fatal Attraction. That was I should not have been seeing that movie when I saw that at a young age. But yeah, Deep Waters, this is an erotic thriller drama with some two very beautiful people. Let's go ahead and check that out. Let me go ahead and circle that on my calendar. Coming out March 18th, Deep Water. Let me know if that's something that's on your radar. And before we get into our last big streaming platform, this isn't a Hulu original, but I figured I'd bring it up in a bunch because it'll be on Hulu the day after it premieres. Atlanta is finally coming back. It's been 15 years since we saw, Danny Glover, Zazie Beetz, Lakeith Stanfield, and my man over here, Paperboy. So I'm really excited for season 3. Fingers crossed that I can get in contact with FX, because they are very stingy about screeners. I've never got a FX screener. I've had really good relationships with Hulu, who's now, obviously Disney. So I'm hoping I can figure it out. I want to be able to cover this show on this channel. I love Atlanta. If you all don't know, the first 2 seasons were incredible. Like, I love that show. Paperboy. And since the show has come out, obviously all these people have become mega stars, right? Zazie Beetz, Lakeith Stanfield, and most recently Brian Tyree Henry. He's been killing it. Joker, Eternals. I mean, you name it, man. This is an incredible cast. It makes sense why it took 19 years for the show to come back, but I'm really excited for it to be back. Season 4 comes out, I want to say next year or maybe later this year, which unfortunately is the last season. But Atlanta, like I said, I know this isn't a Hulu original, but it's going to be on FX, and then it's going to probably be on Hulu that same night or that following day. And I'm here for it. I love Atlanta. Let me know if you all are excited for that. And then I'm going to read you guys' questions here in a little bit, but let me wrap this up, and we're going to get into a Q&A. Paramount Plus, I'm not subscribed to them, but I might have to change that because we got Halo. We got this new Halo series that a lot of people are excited for, and I'm not gonna lie, I'm looking forward to it as well. I've always been a Sony guy, but I had an Xbox once upon a time. And this was one of the first games I played. This and Gears of War. So Chief, he's coming to the big screen for the first time ever, and this has been a long time coming. I remember when they were talking about doing a film with Peter Jackson directing a film, and it's seen many other directors and producers and writers' hands, but they just couldn't figure it out. But now here we are, coming to Paramount Plus on March 24th. We got the new Halo series again. I'm not a Halo expert, so I won't even pretend to know what this show is going to be diving into. Obviously, I know the Chief there is going to be the main character, and they're going to probably take some inspiration from the video games. I vaguely remember the video games. Like I said, I had an Xbox for like a really small window because I'm a Sony guy. I'm a PlayStation guy. So it was almost like sacrilegious for me to have an Xbox for a while. But when I did have it, it was Gears. I actually prefer Gears of War more than I did Halo. I just never really got into it that much. But it was fun whenever I watched people played it. But, the trailer looked good. I'm a sci-fi fanatic, so I love the sci-fi elements they're showing. His little sidekick, Cortana or whatever. So yeah, action, adventure, sci-fi, battling aliens. I mean, come on, it's right up my alley. But again, I don't have Paramount Plus, so will this be the show that's going to make me become a Paramount Plus subscriber? We'll see. But let me know if you are excited for Halo coming to Paramount Plus later this month. All right, so we have covered all of the big boys and all the big shows and movies coming to Hulu. What's coming to HBO Max. We covered all that stuff. Apple TV Plus, which was we covered all that. We touched on everything coming to Disney Plus. We had the conversation, which I love the conversation we had about all the mature stuff coming to Disney Plus and them having the parental control. We covered Netflix, and we covered all the big movies coming to theaters as well. So yeah, this was a fun time. And now if you guys want to, for maybe another 10 15 minutes or whatever the case may be, Q&A, baby. Q&A. Let's talk about these movies. Let's talk about these shows, and let's have a good discussion. So let me catch up here. For some reason, you guys can't see it. My screen is like all flickery. I need a new PC because this computer is old, and it is. It's time to replace this bad boy sometime soon. All right, let me see. Let's see. I'm just catching up to you all's comments here. I think I got it. Who knew Hulu? Who knew Hulu? Yeah, Hulu. Yo, what's up, AJ? Yo, Elliot, hope you're doing well. Keep up the thing, brother. You too, man. I'm doing great. Hope you're doing well, man. Loving what you're doing on your channel, showing all your Blu-rays and your vinyl records and your DVDs and your VHSs. So I love it, man. I love it. Keep up the good work as well, my friend. Let's see. Looking forward to Dropout to Hulu. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that. Amanda Seyfried, right? Yeah. That looks pretty good. She looks just like her and sounds like her too. So great casting. Yeah, this is the type of movie for me. Keep me singing. He's talking about Rims. Deep Water with those two sexy individuals, Batman, and she could have been a great Catwoman, but I love Zoe in the Batman. But yeah, this is right up my alley too. There ain't nothing like a good erotic thriller that can get the drama, the tea boiling. So I'm looking forward to that as well, Rims. That's just gonna be. Yeah, I'm excited for. I'm gonna watch it tonight and hopefully give you all a review here in a few days. Have you seen? Yeah, I actually did, Rims. I watched the first 3 episodes. Enjoyed it. Rims, I'm telling you, time 24 hours is not enough days or not enough time in the day to watch it. I watched the first 3 episodes. I really enjoyed it. I just couldn't catch back up to it. So I'm gonna try to finish it because I think the finale is next week, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was 8 episodes. So I enjoyed the first 3 episodes. I thought not Lily James. Is it Lily James? Lily James was great as Pam Anderson. Sebastian Stan, we just talked about him. He was great as Tommy Lee. Seth Rogen was okay. Nick Offerman's in it, and I enjoyed what I saw. So I might have to, catch back up and see what it's all about, or see how it wraps up. I mean, I know how what happened in real life, but I would love to see what the show does with the story, or finish the story. Didn't know a lot about it, but I'll check it out. Sounds good. Yeah, sign me up. I'm gonna be checking it out tonight. I'm really excited to give you all my thoughts on it. Pam and Tommy is actually really damn good. Honestly, didn't have high expectations, but every episode so far I've heard is great. I just need to go back and finish it up. I heard it is really great. Cassandra, you and me both. Let's see. You watch Snow? I don't, man. I don't have cable, so I don't have FX, which I know that's what it's on, and I've heard it's good. I just haven't had the time. And I just mentioned Atlanta, so I know it's on Hulu. So far, I haven't seen a single season. I know it's like 4 of them. So one day, because I like those type of stories, and I heard it's a great show. I would love to see your. Yeah, I'm hoping Netflix or FX and Hulu can hook a brother up before I can check it out for y'all. If they don't, I still plan on maybe covering it. It's just a matter of like timing of it all. Like if I watch it, if it's on Hulu those nights, I can watch it that night and maybe give you a review the next day. But fingers crossed, man, that I can get in hold of them and maybe get a screener and watch it and plan it out like I do with all my other reviews. I'm excited for our Flag Means Death on Thursday. Yeah, that was the one I forgot to put on here, Brandon. Appreciate the bringing that up, man. It looks really good. Now, Atlanta is a show I need to rewatch from the beginning because, wow, it's been a while. It's been like 20 years. So, yeah, it's been a while, so I need to refresh myself. That and also Barry. I'm going to revisit those shows before they start. I'm looking forward to Atlanta. It's been so long. Yeah, that's what we're saying. We got to rewatch it because it's been a long time since Paperboy and Earn and all of them. But yeah, Evil on Paramount Plus is excellent. I heard what's going on, by the way. Yeah, I heard Evil's a really good show. Mike Coulter, we talked about him earlier. Mr. Luke Cage himself. I heard it's a good show. Let's see. What do you guys think about the show coming out about Joe Exotic and Carol Bathers? I don't really care. I didn't even watch Tiger King, so and like I almost think they missed the boat. I know they just had the second part or whatever, but I don't know. I think it doesn't really intrigue me. But I know there's fans out there that's gonna love it, so I hope they enjoy it. Dope Stick was good. Yeah, I missed that when I heard that was good. The cast was great. Michael Keaton. I heard it looked so good. I just haven't had a chance to see it. Very intrigued by Halo. However, I grew up on PlayStation. That's what I'm talking about. I hope they explain the story good enough for a new audience to me, like me. I hope so too. Because I vaguely remember. Like I know Chief, right? That's pretty big character. So. Let's see, I need to get Paramount Plus too. Yeah, I mean, like I said, they got someone mentioned Evil was on there, which I know is a horror supernatural show. Paramount. We just talked about Halo, so maybe I need to check out Paramount Plus and see what they got up their sleeves. Anyone who hasn't watched Yellowstones or Yellow Jackets yet, you need to. I heard it's really good. I heard it's a really great show. It's on Showtime, right? Atlanta will be on FX and Hulu, meaning it will be on Hulu. Yeah, that's what I figured. So hopefully, because I have like some point of contacts with Hulu, so hopefully, I can. Hey, look about that one, Atlanta. We'll see. Is there a post-credit scene for the Batman? This is a spoiler. No, there isn't. There isn't a post-credit scene in the Batman. Is there anything after the credit? No, there is not. No, there isn't. Which I was fine with because not everything needs a little stinger at the end. But either way, go see the Batman again and go watch my review if you haven't already. It's a spoiler-free breakdown. Really got into it as far as what I really like, what I didn't like, and hopefully maybe a spoiler review in the coming days if I can find some time, or maybe a spoiler discussion because it's a lot of film. And as a Batman fan, I was pretty happy with it. So listen, man, this has been a great time. Again, if you have any final questions, comments, concerns, new movies or shows you want to recommend, what new movie or show that I went over tonight are you all most excited for? What are you most excited for me to maybe cover on the channel? Whether it be, Netflix or Hulu or anything like that. Let me know what you all are most excited to see in the new month of March. I know for me, got a chance to see the Batman. That was fantastic. Really looking forward to Moon Knight on Disney Plus later this month. We talked about Atlanta. Looking forward to the new Ryan Reynolds film, The Adam Project. That looks pretty interesting, right up my alley. And a lot of those things that we mentioned, the Winning Times, the new HBO series. So it's going to be a good month, man. I can't wait. I hope it all lives up to my expectations or exceeds them. Is Scream actually coming to Paramount Plus? Is available digitally? I would imagine so, right? Has it been 45 days since Scream? They're doing a 45-day window, right? So I would imagine it should be on Paramount Plus, if not already now. It's been about 45 days, right, since it's been out. Now I have Netflix in the Disney Plus bundle. I'm here to negotiate. I'm here to negotiate profile access in exchange for Peacock in Paramount Plus because oh, okay, cool. I've heard Bel Air is great. One of my favorite shows of all time is Fresh Prince. So I heard it's a good show. So I hear people are really liking it. Matt Reeves wants to take a much more grounded, realistic take on Batman universe. What villains do you think would work in this setting, and which would you like to see if we get more from him? Great question. I think, if you weren't, might be mistaken, we had a discussion about this on the IG live that I did. I mentioned Mr. Freeze. I would love to see that. I mentioned Hush. I would love to see a live action version of that character. Clayface would be interesting. I don't know if it's too not wacky, but I don't know if it's too out there for a Matt Reeves world, but I'd like to see a Clayface. But no, definitely Hush comes to mind. I don't know because I was so excited to see Deathstroke, man. I love Deathstroke. I don't know if that's not that. I would love Deathstroke. I don't know if Matt Reeves would want to tackle a character like that with Slade, but I would love to see Deathstroke into the mix. But yeah, Hush and Mr. Freeze are definitely some two candidates that I would love to see. Yeah, those are probably, and again, like I said, Deathstroke we need a Deathstroke on the big screen, and I would love to see that happen one day. Let's see here. Not sure if you were a fan of season 2, okay. MOT, I don't know, what does that acronym stand for? Season 2 of the CGI show drops. I'm not too sure what that is, my friend, but let me know if you're still in the chat. MOTU? Am I missing something with that acronym there? When I see it, I'm gonna be like, oh my gosh, you idiot. Oh, Masters of the Universe, season 2. I'm not a fan, but I might check it out, if I have time. We need to set up the share right type of right. You know what I'm saying? I don't got Paramount Plus. I don't got Epic. Some of these great streaming services that you all have mentioned. So yeah, yes, these weekly discussions are awesome. Thank you, Cassandra. I hope to bring more to the platform and have these great discussions with you all. So yeah, I think we're gonna end it on that note. Unless you all have any other questions for me, again, expect. We just wrapped up Euphoria, which was fantastic, but, we're still covering Raised by Wolves every single week. I just watched episode 6 today, and I'm going to put that review out for you all in the coming days. I love me some Servant. We still got that to talk about. And then maybe some of these shows, put that in rotation, the Lakers show. Maybe that's something we can talk about on Sunday nights, and maybe if I can get a hold of FX, Atlanta, that would be a great discussion every single week. So with all that being said, I can't thank you all enough. I want to, I will be doing probably a live stream in the coming week to thank you all for the milestone. We just crossed 20,000 subscribers last week, and it was such a surreal moment because it's just, seeing this community grow to what it's become has been a very humbling experience, and I really appreciate the growth in the community. So we will be doing a live stream, probably, like I said, if not this week, maybe next week, to celebrate, take some questions, maybe watch some of my old videos. I don't know if that is too weird. I don't know. We might do that, but I really want to do a live stream with you all, celebrating that milestone with the community. And then as far as other things this week, again, I got the Batman out. We might do a live stream or a spoiler review for the Batman. What else do we have? Again, Servant, Raised by Wolves, Fresh. We'll be talking about that soon. We might get a chance to talk about the Toni Collette show. I might try to squeeze in Diabolical. So yeah, if you guys haven't noticed, there's a lot of content that we try to put out for you all. So subscribe to the channel, hit the bell notification so you can get the alert from when I'm dropping those videos. And let's just continue to get this train going and continue to grow this awesome community, which I truly do appreciate you all and just love what we're doing over here. I'm still having, I know, right? I feel like Rue. I feel like Rue without my Euphoria. But yeah, it's going to be, unfortunately, maybe I'll make a video about that, everything we know about season 3, which is apparently 2 years from now, but we'll see. This was great. Thank you. Yes, RIP Ashtray. Or not. I don't know if you all have seen that young man. He interviewed Variety. He said that maybe Ashtray isn't dead. And I said that in my review. So I don't know. We'll see. We'll see. All right. All right. We have a great night, you too. Thank you again for stopping by. Thank you, Cassandra, Rims, everybody that stopped by. Show some love. Hit that like button. Two lovely people. Yes, you heard her. You heard her. We appreciate you. I appreciate you all. So again, thank you for watching this live stream, breaking down all the new releases. I look forward to covering those new releases. I look forward to continuing to grow this channel. Hope you all are safe. Hope you're staying safe. Hope you enjoyed it. Those watching the replay, I appreciate you as well. We'll see you pretty soon because I'm going to have some reviews coming this week. So take care, everybody. Thank you again.